Hey there, CutieinCosplay here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite games on the Switch so far. So this doesn't really... These are just games that I've had personally the most fun on the Switch with. This doesn't define what I think everyone else should think. I'm not saying these are top 10 games you have to play or something like that. It's just, I enjoy them. Now you can hear about that. So yeah, I tried to pick Switch exclusive games for this list, and they're really not in any particular order. So it's not from first to last or anything like that, or last to first. Anyway, let's get into it. So I think I kind of picked the most obvious one first. I feel like it's on everyone's brains right now, and when I say it, you're gonna be like, yep, of course, it's that one. The first one I'm gonna talk about is Breath of the Wild. So yeah, I think that Link's design is super cute. I love that he has outfits. Any game where there's good customization or cute outfits, I'm all for it. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed exploring the world and all the different regions. I found that fun. I do think that this uses the Switch hardware really well, which, there's a couple games out there that I won't name, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. Anyway, I really enjoyed riding the horses and using the paraglider, and I love being able to climb almost anything. When I found that out, I am the type of person that would play Skyrim, and I'm trying to get that horse over the mountain range so that I can get to the straightest path possible. I was so crazy that I was so crazy obsessed with the fact that you could just climb up a wall, and if you have enough stamina, you can get up there. So I really appreciated that, and I thought that was a really cool mechanic. I think that the enemy designs are really interesting. Some of them are kind of scary, some of them are kind of cute. I really enjoy the little bokoblin guys. Those guys are funny. The combat's really fun. I don't mind the weapons breaking. Usually that's something I'd complain about, but in this game it feels pretty fair. And even though I have been grinding in Breath of the Wild in my save file, I still do find some fun challenge in it, so that's something I always appreciate from games like that, because I do tend to grind to get that satisfaction of just being able to destroy something, but I also kind of appreciate when they're like, we know what you're doing, we're still going to make it kind of difficult. Also, I enjoy the shrines in there. I thought that was fun. I liked that part of the game. And yeah, Breath of the Wild. Another game I enjoyed on the Switch was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I would say that this is the best 2D platformer I've ever played. Just the music, the graphics, the challenge. It is quite a challenge. Everything about this game is just, it's amazing. And it's 2 players, which just that almost every time automatically makes it better for me. It's such a blast to play through this game with somebody else, and you're just laughing at each other dying, and you're coming up with strategies to beat some of the harder levels. It's a good time. It also even has an easier mode for those that don't really find difficult games all that fun. With the Funky Kong mode, you've got that one. If you're not really looking for a challenge, which is okay. And just overall, it's an amazing game, and I hope it gets more games in the future. Next game that I enjoyed on the Switch is Astral Chain. So I really do find that Platinum games always kind of end up being hit or miss for me. Here's a miss for me, Bayonetta 2. Just, yeah, some of the games I enjoy from them, and others I just can't really get into them. But I would say that this one is one of those that I really did enjoy, and I was pleasantly surprised. Just like most Platinum games, it's full of action, there's tons of cool looking scenes, and some fast-paced gameplay. The story's good, the combat's really fun, and the music is god tier. So good. I seriously would just walk around the station listening to the music. It was that amazing. And it is co-op, which of course I always enjoy co-op. but unfortunately you're forced to play with the Joy-Cons, which isn't always the best time. If you do play co-op, I say it's still worth it, and especially if you own a grip, which is this little guy right here. So you can basically just turn your Joy-Con into a teeny tiny controller. Really nice. Next up is Smash Ultimate. I really do think that this is the best multiplayer game on the Switch. It's the only game on the Switch that I've like put more than 1,000 hours of playtime into. When it first came out, like back in 2018, I would play it almost like every day with my friends and family. It was such a good time. Really nice experiencing like Smash on a new console. I also did play a good amount by myself, and I was really trying to get into Elite Smash with Chrom back when he was my main. And you know, one of its greatest selling points is that it's the only fighting game with Sora, so that makes me happy. Very happy. Honestly, no matter what happens going forward with this franchise, I'm never gonna forget the roller coaster ride that was Smash Ultimate. Like, I would watch every Nintendo Direct, I'd watch E3, I'd watch the Game Awards, like just waiting to see that Smash reveal, and always hoping that it was Sora, honestly. I miss getting excited to see character reveals like Terry, Banjo, Joker, Sephiroth. Those guys are all awesome, great additions. When I saw Sora being added, I cried. No fighting game has ever like made me cry, not even from like being upset. But yeah, I cried happy tears for Sora. I think really what I love the most is that it spreads awareness to players that like don't even know that these characters or games, like the entire game series or whatever, they don't even know that it exists. And so, you know, I can thank Smash for like so many players now. They know who Terry Bogard is. So, thanks Smash. Yay Terry. Next game that I really enjoyed on the Switch is Variable Barricade. I know I already mentioned this one, but I love it so much I'm talking about it again. So I love basically everything about this game. I love the music, I love all the characters and like their little dynamics. I love the main story, which I guess it's not like the main story, you could say, but it's the romance path with the guy who they put the most effort into, I would say. And I also really enjoy the dialogue. But yeah, like I said, the only thing that I'm really disappointed is that there was like one main guy who you can tell they put most of their thought and like plot writing and just they put a lot of effort into one guy, and the other ones kind of drew the short straw, you could say. Like their stories are a little shorter, a little weaker. I still found them nice and enjoyable, so it's fine. And I got lucky because my favorite guy is the one that they put the most effort into, so yay me. But yeah. I felt so happy playing this game. It was so nice. It was just like that type of game where I'd wake up and like be sad that I wasn't playing it immediately, or honestly like be sad that the game itself wasn't my reality. Like, just sometimes you just wish you could like really be in a game. That was definitely one for me. And afterwards, I know it's a good game for me if I'm like almost depressed after I finish it. Like, I just wish I could forget it and play it anew. It was one of those games. So, Variable Barricade, I love it. Great game. Another game I enjoyed on the Switch is Super Mario Odyssey. Great game. Oh no, my games, they fell. Like, this is really just, it's Mario, like, at his best, I would say, and this game just, it really shows why Mario is, like, the king of platformers, and I know I'm really sorry to Sonic, but it is an unfortunate truth. So yeah. I do know that some people really didn't enjoy that one world with the realistic humans, but you know, I thought it was great, and it was like Mario trying something different out, so I appreciate that. I still enjoyed it. I thought that the Cappy mechanic was a lot of fun. It was like a great little addition to the game. Like being able to turn into enemies was awesome. And I just loved being a frog, so there's that. Honestly, I played this at the perfect time too. Like I didn't have a job at the time, I wasn't in school. It was like just me enjoying this game, and it was really nice, really peaceful. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, that was really great. I would spend hours just like taking photos of all the little cute creatures and like trying to get some funny shots. I loved taking photos of Peach's outfits and Mario's outfits. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I had a really great time with it, had a real blast, and I still think it's one of the best looking Switch games. So yeah. So next game I enjoyed on the Switch is Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So I think that this game is a really good example for why I believe that Nintendo really needs to revisit older games, and not just their like 2000 3D games, but you know, games that like came out in the 80s and 90s. Like, I'm gonna be honest, with the exception of a few games, I just don't really enjoy 8-bit graphics that much anymore. But, you know, some of them still have like fun gameplay. So I was happy to see Link's Awakening get a remake. Yet it still played pretty similar to the original. I thought that was really nice. It's just, it feels good to play a more simple game, yet still get the perks of like modern music, sounds, graphics. It's a nice mix. And just like other Zelda games, this one's great, and I really hope to see the rest of the Game Boy Zeldas get the same kind of treatment. I think that would be awesome. So, next game I enjoy, speaking of remakes for 80s and 90s games, here is another, and that is Famicom Detective Club. I really enjoyed the art style and the graphics design for this. It's super cool. It's like a story adventure type game that's kind of similar to the Ace Attorney games, but you know, without the courtroom, and there's like a little bit of horror mixed in, so it's a good mixture. The gameplay consists of like you're looking for clues and you're speaking to characters to progress the story, and honestly the story is really the reason why you would play this, and so if you ask me, I think it's really worth it. Great game. And also there's 2 games, so you have 2 different mysteries to uncover, and the like twists and turns in it are a really fun time. I highly recommend these games, especially if you enjoy Ace Attorney. They're such a good time. Next up I've got ARMS, which I really enjoy. This game, I find it's like one of the fighting games that I actually was kind of decent at, which is sort of unusual for me without really investing a ton of time into it, so that was nice. I really enjoy the character designs. I think they're all pretty unique and interesting. It's also just a really good multiplayer game, which co-op multiplayer, one of my favorite things. It has 4-player versus and even 2-player online, which is nice. And I think when it first came out, I did find it to be a little lacking, but with all the free updates that it ended up getting, it really made the game feel complete with the like additional characters and the different arms that you can use. That was just, it completed the game. It was good. Made it nice. And I really hope that ARMS 2 is something that comes out on Nintendo's next console, and that this isn't just a one and done game, because it really does deserve more. I'd like to see where they could take it, because I thought this first one was really great. One thing that I do find kind of strange with ARMS is that whenever I hear YouTubers talk about it, for the most part, it seems like they think that it was a failure, yet if you look up the sales, it sold a little more than Xenoblade 2, which everybody considers that a success, so ARMS is great, not a failure. Anyway, I really enjoy ARMS, and I'd love to see more of this world. Good game, love it, great. Okay, moving on. So last up, I've got 2 more games, which kind of technically makes this 11, but I'm putting them together because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. So Metroid Dread and Metroid Prime Remastered. I think it's really amazing how the atmosphere of Metroid games they make you feel just a certain type of way when you're playing the games. It's really nice. I don't know. I always enjoy it. You kind of get like sucked into these games. You're walking around in space. You're traveling to different planets. It's just, not to be cheesy, but an out of this world experience. And just like classic Nintendo gameplay, it's top tier, whether it's in 2D or 3D. It's always a good time, interesting, fun. I also did think that like Samus is really fun to control, and it's fun to blast aliens with her. Always good. And usually I do tend to complain when the story is lacking, but for some reason Metroid always gets away with it, and they get away with the not having that many cutscenes or not that much story, and I just kind of accept it. It's fine. Like, it's still really good. I like, it's almost as if that's the way it has to be, and it's great. It's hard to explain, but I just really enjoy Metroid, and I really enjoy those 2 games, and yeah. So that is my top 10 favorite Switch games so far, my personal favorites, the one that I enjoy the most, but I'm not saying everyone else has to. But, you know, if you're interested and you check these games out and you enjoy them, I will be happy. But yeah, let me know, maybe like your top Switch games, maybe top 3, maybe top 5. Go ahead and do top 10 if you want. Yeah, I love to hear what you guys think, what you guys like, what you guys think about the games I like, things like that. And thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.